the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. I'm going to stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. And shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Pada from the GMS Denver camp, doing a lesson in regards to the fact that this devil Esau is beginning to speak more and more like this dragon that you see right here mentioned in the scriptures, because that's who it's referring to. All right. The lamb, all right, with the two horns, okay, it's talking about America, aka Babylon the Great. All right, Edomite power structure. And the two horns represent the Republican and Democrat parties. All right, giving you the illusion of choice and the illusion of, a fair shake in the society. But now in these last days, that disillusionment is being wiped away because the wickedness of this devil cannot be hid anymore. He is now speaking as a dragon. He's not coming, in that false, humble spirit anymore, man. Esau is turning the fuck up, and it's because he has a short time left. And we told you Israelites, we told you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, that this man would do this according to the prophecy. And now it's happening. So without further ado, let's play a quick video clip. All right, here is a video from Dabu 7. One of his channels is Surviving End Times, and he's one of those truthers, and he brings out a lot of informative videos and whatnot. So fair use. I'm not monetizing this at all. My channel is not monetized. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
This is D7 on Surviving End Times, and it looks like Trump has just signed an executive order that will help states and cities start to collect people off the streets. This is a red alert, because although it is being put out there like it's to help cities and states get the homeless off the streets and into treatment centers, there's a lot of red flags and a lot of big questions that come with this. I want you to also be aware that Homan and his ICE teams are going around the country collecting people, illegal migrants, at the moment. But when they lock this place back down because of the next variant or whatever it is, those same teams will be used to go out and collect purebloods and anyone that doesn't want to take that mark. So what we have here, obviously in this country, is a big situation where
and you heard even Dabu 7 just mention the mark. All right, they're gonna lock society down, and they're gonna bring the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Many people know this, man. We're watching it play out exactly how prophecy states, man. All right, and how come some of you Israelites can't see that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, and you're being walked into it, man? You're being walked into a complete police state in which they're gonna require you to identify yourself by having an RFID microchip. This is what's coming, man. Okay? This damn devil is speaking as a dragon now by his actions. Okay? That's what that scripture was talking about. But I just wanted to bring that out, man. He actually mentioned the mark, man. That's heavy, man. Dabu 7 could be an Israelite, man. And I believe he is. He's an Israelite that looks like an Edomite. Let's go ahead and play this.
homelessness is spread far and wide across the country. We have a lot of vets that are out there that are not on drugs. We have people living out of their vehicles all over the place. Camps popping up in parking lots, and not only in this country, but in other countries. We've seen it in Canada as well. So Trump says this is going to help them get these people off the streets and get them into treatment centers. Well, what are you going to treat them for? Being poor? Being homeless? What are you going to treat them for? When they're just poor and homeless, there's no other way around it. Yes, there's a ton of people downtown in many different cities that are on drugs folded over, but they don't care about them at all. And you know this. This isn't about caring whatsoever. They've never cared. The same ones that want to sweep Epstein under the rug and protect all those people are doing this. And you want me to trust it? You want me to think that it's cool and it's okay? I don't think so. I see the bigger picture. Again, Homan's ICE teams that are rounding up everyone. When bird flu or whatever it is gets put upon us, and this place gets locked down cold again, and it's actually a deadly event, and you know people that die in it and all that, it's going to be a game changer. All those that say they're and claim that they're purebloods are going to be really tested. Real test is going to come, and it's going to be a gunpoint from these same teams that are rounding people up, and they have camps all along the border that they've built that they're really not even utilizing large scale because they're shipping the people straight out of the country and into other places. So these camps are sitting there, brand new, large scale, everything we ever warned you about with Jade Helm. But that was just a conspiracy, huh? Well, by the stroke of his pen, the Gentile Messiah has just signed this executive order that will help the states and cities get anyone off these streets and into their camps. And that's the truth. No other way about it. Join me on the main channel where I'm going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Dabu77. Hope to see you guys there. Much love.
So there you hear it, man. And he mentioned a lot of different prophetic things in his speech. You know, Dabu could be watching the prophets, man. A lot of us, believe that he is an Israelite, man. And me personally, I think he is. But the point is, that's besides the point of this video. The point is that these devils, all right, are now showing their horns in these last days, man. And they're speaking as a dragon through their laws and their policies that are being passed. These executive orders that Donald Trump is passing. All right. All in the name of Edomite supremacy. They're trying to hold on to their rulership, and they're going to try to X out you Israelites, starting with, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. All right. That's the majority of who they're putting in these camps, man. They're not rounding up so-called Japanese or Chinese or Arabs. They're rounding up you Israelites, man. All right. And this is really a bigger thing for them to try to get the prophets, man. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And just people in general, man. They want to get our people off the streets in general and put them in those death camps. So that executive order that was passed was for that, man. Now it's a crime to be homeless in the U.S. And they're going to take you to their quote-unquote treatment centers now. This is what's going on, man, in the land of the free. So check this out. Here we have the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 20. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?" And that's Esau, man. He's the throne of iniquity. All right, the throne of sin, in other words, the throne of wickedness. And he has no fellowship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, to answer that question. And he is the one who frameth mischief by his laws. All right. You see, he's making it a crime to be homeless in a society that doesn't pay its workers adequate wages to take care of themselves. All right. You know, they're criminalizing those who are marginalized by their system that they put in place to keep you on the bottom. You see, that's how, this man is the goddamn devil, man. Okay. You see? So let's get this in the NLT real quick. So here we have that same verse in a New Living Translation for better understanding. All right. It says, "Can unjust leaders claim that the Most High is on their side? Leaders whose decrees permit injustice?" And the answer is hell nah. The Lord is not with these devils, man. All right. Man, that's on point right there, man. They're passing laws to criminalize the poor. When in our law, all right, in the scriptures, man, the law of the Israelites, it states that, if you see a brother in decay, all right, a brother that's doing bad, you're supposed to restore him. All right, not lock him up. You know what I'm saying? We had a system in place to where, the poor of our people were able to eat. You know what I'm saying? We would have to leave, some of the fruit on the trees. You're not supposed to take every fruit off of the tree when you harvest your crops, so that the poor could come by and sustain themselves, man, and get up on their feet. But here in Esau society, which they claim to be followers of God, you know what I'm saying? But we know that their God is Satan. All right? One nation under God. Yeah, one nation under their God, Satan. All right? You see what I'm saying? They proclaim to be a Christian nation, but they're criminalizing being poor. And they're using it, very, very subtly, man, very sneakily. They're saying, well, we got to get the mentally deranged people off the streets, the drug addicts and all this stuff. When in all actuality, you know what I'm saying, they're planning on getting the majority of our people who are defenseless, that don't have, monetary means to defend themselves in court. They're going to snatch them off the streets. Ain't nobody going to even know about them. All right, that's how Esau operates, man. He tries to go after the weak. He's always done this, man. He's the goddamn devil. He's preying on the weak of our people. All right. So here is that verse. All right, the AI overview for Psalms 94 verse 20. Now let's read it. It says, the phrase "frameth mischief by a law" is found in Psalms 94 and 20 in the KJV Bible, which questions whether a throne of iniquity can have fellowship with the Most High when it creates evil through legal means. This verse emphasizes the conflict between corrupt leadership and divine justice. There you go, man. And the laws of this place are corrupt. All right, Esau's laws are corrupt, man. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you got child support. That's corrupt, man. That's just one example of an extremely corrupt law in Esau's legal system. All right, if you are with a woman and, you're together and you're married to her and she has a child outside of wedlock, she commits adultery on you and has a kid from another man, you're legally still entitled to take care of that child, man. If I'm not mistaken. I've heard horror stories, man. These are the unrighteous laws of Esau, the wicked, man. And our laws are not unrighteous. See, their laws permit sin. Right? They protect homosexuals and transformers and PDF files and weirdos. All right, their laws protect criminality, to some degree. All right, because they're not fit to rule, man. And now they're using their legal strength, all right, to target certain groups, man. And we know who their main focus is, man. The Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. Here we have another precept in regards to Esau's crooked ass laws, right? This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Now it says, woe, that means destruction, unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right. Woe means destruction unto those who make unrighteous laws, man. Let's get this in the NLT, the New Living Translation. Here it is, Isaiah 10 and verse 1. All right. What sorrow awaits the unjust judges and whose issue, Slakia. What sorrow awaits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws? Meaning there's a punishment for all these laws that these damn devils are passing. They're not going to get away with it. Okay. Alligator Alcatraz and all these crazy things that they're bringing forth. That's Esau speaking as that dragon. Everybody thought the so-called white man was just so loving and kind and, this damn angel, but he's not, man. He's the devil, man. All right. He's the wicked. And now it's being shown. All right. And we told you, man, never trust your enemy because he'll always fucking turn on you, man. It tells you about that in Ecclesiastes. I mean, Slakia, not Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 12 and verse 10. Now, let's go ahead and get this since I mentioned it. All right, here we have it right here, heavy hitter in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay, just like you have a piece of metal, all right, a piece of iron, it might not have rust on it when you first get it, but over the years, And, when it's exposed to water and, salt water and, air and things like that, the elements, you'll realize that you'll see rust forming on it. Well, that's how Esau is, man. He acts like he's just this person that's out here to help you and blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden you start seeing that wickedness form on him. And we're watching it happen right now. All right. You see, never trust your enemy, man. Esau is the main enemy of you Israelites. All right. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And I bring this up because a lot of y'all voted for Donald Trump, man. Y'all put y'all trust in this damn Edomite puppet, who is nothing more than a puppet for the elites of Esau. And y'all trusted in their little game. You thought that you could vote for this guy and he was going to be on your side, man. And wrong answer. All right, the only one that's on our side is Yahweh Shemiah Shai. All right, we have no allies of these heathen nations. Ain't no Chinese coming over here to try to help you Israelites out, man. You notice that? You're on your own, man. You see? Now I'm gonna play another clip for you, all right, showing you that America, Babylon the Great is not your rest. This is not the land of the free and the land of opportunity for you Israelites, man. We're in captivity. We're in an oppression, and it's being made evident, man. We told you. The prophets told you here first, man, especially here at Great Millstone. But let's go ahead and play this clip from Fox News. All right, and fair use, fair use. This is not for any kind of monetary gain. This is for educational purposes only. And these damn news channels have been known to try to copyright strike my page, man, even though I put up the fair use disclaimer. So Lord willing, they don't take this down and the elect will be edified. But check this out, man. Check this out, showing you how they feel about you. It says exclusive inside Home Depot raid in California by Border Patrol. Check it out.
It's no sanctuary city. Sacramento's not a sanctuary city. The state of California is not a sanctuary state. There is no sanctuary anywhere.
So now there's a raid on this Home Depot in California's capital city of Sacramento. Look at the video there through the windshield. Driving that point home from the comment you heard about a sanctuary city. Fox was there exclusively as it all went down, and Bill Maluzhian joins us now live in Sacramento. What you see, Bill, what you hear. Hello to you.
And Bill, good morning to you as well. With illegal crossings at the southern border at the lowest levels in recorded history, that has freed up Border Patrol resources to come and help ICE with interior immigration enforcement. And we joined a Border Patrol California strike team as they came right here to Sacramento and carried out an operation. We'll get right into that video. Take a look at this. As soon as we pulled up to a local Home Depot out here, suspected illegal immigrants started taking off running in all directions pretty much as soon as they saw those federal agents pull up. That immediately led to several foot pursuits with agents chasing these men down. Border Patrol tells us they ended up arresting 11 illegal aliens at this one Home Depot.
You see that? Now they chasing you, through the parking lot. All right, you thought that this place was your arrest. You thought this was the land of opportunity. Now they chasing you with the ICE agents, all right, and the task force through the damn Home Depot parking lot. All right, this is what these devils do with their laws, man. This is all, result of them passing laws. This is what they do. You got to be aware of the different executive orders that are being passed because they use their laws and their judicial system to target certain individuals, man. This is what they do. They're gonna continue to do this on an even higher level, man, to the point where we're all gonna be targets. They're gonna make you a criminal just for preaching the words of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. It wouldn't, be too far-fetched to see that they're gonna make the Bible illegal. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say that you're a domestic terrorist for preaching the word of the Lord, man. A lot of you so-called Christians will get wrapped up in this too. Anybody who is opposed to their new world order, they're going to create a law to criminalize you and to target you and lock you up and, whatever they're going to, bring forth. Deport you, drop you off into the ocean like they've been doing to the Northern Kingdom. That's came out. They've been dumping them off into the ocean, man. To be eaten by sharks and to drown. This man is the goddamn devil, man. We're telling you, it's going to get worse and worse, man. This is only the beginning of sorrows. We're entering into a time known as Jacob's trouble, a time in which you Israelites will be targeted. Us Israelites, should I say.
parking lot. Several of them had criminal histories and prior deportations. More on that in a moment, but we want to show you this. Take a look at this. They also chased down and arrested this U.S. citizen, the guy in the black hat, after agents say he slashed the tire on one of their vehicles. You'll see them pursue him. He goes to the ground, entangles with agents on the ground, then appears to lunge at one of those agents. Well, that ended up causing him to get maced in the face. Take a look at the aftermath of this. I snapped this photo as I came across the scene here. You see.
This is Esau puffing up at you Israelites, man. He's over here, you know, making newscasts and taking pictures of you being chased and sprayed in your face by these damn ICE agents. Now, I want to put out, you know, a disclaimer here that some of the people that they're catching are indeed criminals and they're wicked ass Israelites. And it's their judgment from Yahweh Shema Shai, because he's in control at the end of the day. All right. And this is a part of the Lord's anger, because we know that Esau is nothing more than a tool used by Yahweh Shema Shai. And this is what comes with having the true understanding of the scriptures. These things that are going on right now, all right, they're being carried out by Esau, you know, or our enemy. But who gave him the permission to do that? Yahweh Bashmi Shai. All right, so you wicked Israelites, you know, this could be you. This is why we tell you to repent and to turn back to Yahweh Bashmi Shai, because he's in control of everything. But you know, it just strikes me that Esau, man, he's he's very proud, man. This is what these devils want to see. Not just the ones that are in authority, but even the ones that you see in your day-to-day dealings, man. These damn Edomites, the so-called white people that you see around you, they hate you Israelites, man. We told you this. They're all for this happening. A lot of these people that are grabbing Jacob, they're just regular citizens posing as federal agents. That's came out as well. All right? This is the big battle, man. Esau versus Jacob, man. Or should I say Jacob versus Esau. And we know who gets the victory. But all you rebellious Israelites, you're going to get caught up in this, man. Because the Lord is only going to deliver his elect out of the hands of these devils. So I want to bring this out. This is a quick precept to go along with the situation that you saw on that clip where that man who was a citizen was slashing the tires of the ICE agents, right? Proverbs 26 and verse 17, it says, "He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belonging not to him is like one that taketh a dog by the ears." Now, that's a very wise proverb. And to break it down, it means those who interfere with things that don't pertain to them, all right, they get bitten by the results of their actions, man. That's like taking a dog, you know, a pit bull. Imagine a pit bull walking down the street and you just, you know, run up on him and you pull his ear. What's going to happen to that person that does that, man? They don't get fucking bit. All right. So that dude got bit because he was walking up and acting on something that had nothing to do with him. Now we understand, you know, Esau is afflicting our people, okay, right now. And he's being, you know, quote unquote unfair with his laws and decrees, man, his unrighteous decrees. All right. But that doesn't give you the liberty to get involved, man, and try to interfere, because you'll end up getting caught up in the middle of it, man. This is why we tell you Israelites not to be out there, these protests. It has nothing to do with us, man. We're not supposed to be out here at these damn protests. And a lot of Israelite groups, a lot of camps out there, a lot of wayward Israelite camps, they do just that. They're known for going out there trying to be in the mix of these different protests. And, you know, the time we're coming into, you're going to end up getting caught up in that shit and possibly even put to death behind it. So stay away from that. Our job is to preach the word, man. You know, preach the words of Yahweh Bashmi Shai, not to be out there getting active in these different protests and things happening, man. And you see that man got cut up, all right, slashing at agent's tires, man. Let's go ahead and play that clip. So yeah, you see him right there. They got him yoked up, all right. You see, and it's an emotional thing, man, but we cannot be emotional, all right.
Him with mace in his face. He was arrested for impeding federal agents, according to Border Patrol. His wife was there screaming that he's a U.S. citizen. Agents said, well, too bad. He slashed the tire on our car. He's coming with us today, and we do have photos of that slashed tire. Take a look at this. You can see the puncture mark or the slash there, and then the deflated tire. Border Patrol having to drive that vehicle off on its rims. In the meantime, we talked to the Border Patrol chief who organized this whole operation. Last week, Governor Newsom mocked him and called him a tough guy. So right here on the steps of the Capitol, I asked him to respond.
Really quick, just another precept to go along with that man that was arrested for trying to step in and you know, and slash that agent's tires, right? Check this out. Here's a precept that goes along with that. All right, here's when it comes to mind right here. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right? And our adversary is Esau, man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. We got to be sober-minded, all right? Meaning, knowing what the hell is going on around you, all right? Stand in the light of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right? And being alert, man, being vigilant, because he's looking to grab you Israelites up. We're in a time where Esau is going to try to imprison you tribes, man, all right? We're in that time. He's eventually going to come after the prophets, because that's what this is all set up for, man. And the elder apostle of Rhyme through the Spirit, I believe he did a lesson on this as well. All right, you should go check that out too. All right, and this is what he's doing. He's looking for any reason to hem you Israelites up, man. All right, you got to be careful out here. You have to use and apply wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in these last days to make it. These people who are out here, these Israelites that are not in the truth, these 2/3, the rebellious of our people, they're going to move off of their emotions and get caught up in the midst of all this, man. All right? Because you weren't using wisdom. You weren't being led by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So now that man could possibly be facing alligator Alcatraz or worse. All right? Because of that emotional reaction. This is chess, not checkers, man.
On to Governor Newsom. Take a listen.
If it's going after child molesters and kidnappers, and that makes me a tough guy, and rescuing children from forced labor and that type of thing, then I'm guilty as by God charged. Guilty as charged. If making Ma and Pa America a safer place, if that makes me a tough guy, guilty as charged.
You're that proud ass devil, man. You're that proud ass devil. And this is what Esau does. He's a fucking punk. Esau is a bitch, man. All right, you just gotta go ahead and say it straight up, man. The Edomites are a bunch of bitches, man. And so what they do is they try to make up excuses to justify their wickedness, and that's why that proud devil was like, well, if I'm saving innocent Americans from rapists and Mexican criminals, then guilty as charged. That's how they feel, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at these comments. I'll read the comments. Check this out. Look at these devils on these comments. All right. Matter of fact, hold on. Hold on. We'll get to the comments in a second because I gotta play a little bit more of this. Hold on.
So, Bill, I talked to Border Patrol, and the initial records checks on the guys they arrested came back. Here's what they have. One of them was a Mexican national who's an aggravated felon with a prior conviction for fentanyl trafficking. And listen to this. He's been arrested in California 67 times since 1986. There was another, a previously deported Guatemalan aggravated felon, a previously deported Mexican national with a prior arrest for driving without a license, and a Guatemalan with the previous removal in 2009 with a prior arrest for trespassing and failure to provide ID. Bill, those were just random guys standing around at a Home Depot here in the sanctuary state of California yesterday.
So, Bill, wasn't there a federal judge in L.A. that tried to block the Trump administration from doing raids like this?
There were. That was Judge Frimpong in Los Angeles. But the thing is, her ruling only applies to the Central District of California, which is 7 counties in Southern California. It has no impact whatsoever up here in Sacramento, which is in the Eastern District of California. That has a separate judge's order on it right now, which says agents can't do arrests without probable cause. However, Border Patrol told us this was a targeted operation. They said they chose this Home Depot because they did surveillance on it starting 3 days ago, where they were running license plate scanners, doing facial recognition software. Some of those hits came back, and they matched to people who had been previously deported from the United States. That gave them suspicion that there would be illegal immigrants present.
And you see they're using their technology, man, the AI, facial recognition, license plate readers. But this is the land of the free, right? All right. Like I said, they're using this whole campaign to get criminals off the streets, to really target you citizens who oppose the New World Order. See, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, as it tells you in 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. All right. They're trying to make it seem like they're doing a good thing, but the whole time their intentions is to come after those who are not breaking the law, those who are not illegal immigrants. Okay? You see, they're setting the framework up to come after regular American citizens. Okay? This is what they want, man. This is their future, man. They want everybody to be RFID microchip so that they can track and trace people who they deem to be a threat to the New World Order. Those who have opinions that go against their wicked society, they can immediately trace you and track you and murder you, man. All right, this is why we tell you not to receive the RFID microchip, man. All right, because they want to make you a complete slave, man. They're already showing you their technology and how they're using it to target certain people.
At that location. So then once they got there and they got out of their vehicles and their Border Patrol marked vests and people took off running the second they saw them, they say that then gave them probable cause to move in and make those arrests, Bill.
Likely more to come, maybe this weekend, maybe next week.
So yeah, man, and Fox News, man, they're really known for being a Edomite news station, man, with Edomite views and opinions. But shit, it is what it is. That's their lot, to be the wicked. But let's look at these comments. So like I said, they're going to use certain examples of actual criminals to justify all this shit right here. Now it says 67 arrests since 1986. Jail the judges who freed that thug. And that's how they look at you. They're painting a picture for all of us to be criminalized. They're painting a picture for all of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans to be profiled, to be looked at as thugs and criminals. Okay? They'll use one or two actual criminals to paint a broad picture of all of us, man. If you don't see that, then you're just not, awake to what's really going on. All right, now it says, somebody else commented, start moving these judges and politicians that allow this mess in the first place. So you got citizens calling for this to be upheld here. Okay. All right, he's been arrested 67 times. He shouldn't be here. Okay. Now, of course, we're not, condoning criminality, man. We're not saying that at all, man. A lot of those people that do get grabbed up, they are criminals, man. Some of them are criminals, but all of them are not criminals. All right, you have people that are innocent getting grabbed up in the midst of this, man. Okay, so let me read this. It says, arrested over 60 times. That's incredible. That's just one guy. They're all talking about this one guy that was a multiple offender. It says, the people in our legal system that are leaving these criminals, that are letting these criminals go, need to be charged with endangering the citizens of the city. All right. Says he slashed their tires. They left that detail out on their other networks and social media. Okay, they keep mentioning the guy who was arrested 67 times. Let's keep going on. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Now you got a felony. Congratulations. Yeah, we already covered that, man. If it doesn't pertain to you, leave that situation alone, man, because you'll end up getting caught up in it. The scriptures tell us about that, man. Defund all sanctuary cities already, or all sanctuary areas already. All right, that's how these devils feel. They don't want you in their quote unquote country, all right, which they stole from us in the first damn place. The hypocrisy of these devils, right? But yeah, you see it, man. All these Edomites on here, man, and even some of you bugged out Israelites are all for this, all right, until you get caught up in it. But let's get a quick precept. All right, here we have the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 5. It says, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. And we're in the time of evil, man. We're entering into the time known as Jacob's trouble, a time of great turmoil and tribulation, especially here in America, Babylon the Great. You're seeing it already starting up, man. All right. We got these damn concentration camps ready to lock you up for being homeless. They're ready to lock you up and send you to these death camps for protesting against the government or whatever. When in their constitution, you're supposed to be able to protest against your own government if they're going off. But now that's being thrown out the window, man. The constitution don't mean shit. We told you this, man. These devils break all their laws. They break all their treaties that they even implement themselves because they're They're the devil, man. We told you about this, man. So evil is increasing in the earth. We're in that time. And we're not here to sugarcoat anything. We're here to tell you the truth. Unlike the modern Christian church, man. They ain't warning the people about nothing. Okay, next verse it says, an end is come. The end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it is come. So yeah, we're at the end of this society. We're at the end of this age. And as we know, it's going to go out with violence. It's going to go out with great turmoil and tribulation, mass death, all right, civil unrest, plagues, pestilences, diseases, all right, earthquakes in diverse places. These are all the signs before our Lord Yahweh Shai returns to fully end this Edomite and heathen rulership that's in the planet Earth, man, to establish the kingdom of heaven. We're in that process. That's why these things are happening the way they're happening. But that only comes with having the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shai to keep you stable in these times. Because those who don't have the understanding of what's going on, they're going to flip out and lose their damn minds. Because it's only finna get worse from here on out, man. More unrighteous laws will be passed, okay, by these devils. Because we're in the end, and he's finna come down with great wrath because he knows that he has a short time in his rulership, as it tells you in Revelation 12 and verse 12. We fully understand what's going on right now. All right, I'm going to get ready to close it, all right? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 5. Now it says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? And that's a question from the Lord to you Israelites, man, because Jerusalem, when it's mentioned right here, is referring to the people of Israel, the 12 tribes. And I said earlier in this lesson that none of these heathen nations are standing up for you. The Chinese, they're not standing up for you and the injustices that are being brought, upon you. All right. These heathen nations are not for you Israelites, man. We're the only ones that the Lord is dealing with. And you're the only ones that have a connection to Yahweh Shai. He's the only one that can even care about you. All right. And we're telling you Israelites to repent and to turn back to the only one that cares about you, which is Yahweh Shai. All right. You see? So, man, it's getting bad out here, man. You Israelites need to repent. And we understand that only the elect will return to Yahweh Shai, the only one that cares about you Israelites. All right. The only one that's going to be able to defend you in the time that we're coming into. It's going to require divine intervention from the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shai, man. That's how bad it's going to get out here. So don't get comfortable. All right. Things are going to only intensify from here on out, man. And you need that divine protection. So I'm going to end it right there. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Kwam Yasharala and Abba Babal. Shalom.